Hi, welcome into this iCapital funding review where I, Michael, with Viral Funding Solutions, will be revealing to you the ultimate truths about this funding platform. Is it legit? Pros and cons, alternatives, and so much more. So by the time that you leave this, you finally know how to continue to build, grow, expand, and even get out of a tight pinch. Now, how would you like to get up to $1 million in small business funding and merchant cash advances and more? So I'm going to be revealing all of that starting right now. This platform, as you see on the screen, we're on the home page. It'll look something like this, more or less. And they provide alternative business financing from as low as $3,000 to $1 million in all industries. And they can get you an offer within hours of applying, and upon approval, you can receive funds within 24 hours. And so myself being a business loan broker slash agent for an extended amount of time, helping industries of all backgrounds and all types, I understand the difficulties you're going through, the problems that arise, and you all of a sudden need financing, or you're preparing for a hard season, or you would just like to have some capital on hand and use it however you would like. And so I've done a lot of these types of reviews. And so let's continue moving forward with this. Over here, you can put how much do you need. It's a drop down and you can select the amounts given, any of them. Down here, simple approvals, bad credit business loans, fast working capital, merchant cash advances. And I'll speak a little bit about what that product is if you're unsure about. Personalized funding, small business loans. They have an excellent rating, 4.8 out of 5 stars on 103 reviews at this time of me making this video. And they can help out in most industries, as you can see right there. The transportation niche, trucking, transportation, liquor stores, cannabis business loans, doctors and medical practice loans, restaurant loans, and plenty more. Qualify for up to 1 million in just 4 hours. Applying is free and it will not affect your credit score. So you don't have to worry about any like it being added as an inquiry, any hard pulls right there. And then you would agree to the terms of service and privacy policy and then get qualified now. You can see some reviews of what people are saying. We'll probably flip-flop back to that. Let's find out how much funding you can qualify for and extra information in the footer. So now let's go through the types of financing that they offer. And as a drop down, you can see from the very top, they have small business loans all the way down to private business loans. And we're going to start off with the bad credit, or let's go into the merchant cash advance. To the right, you're going to see find out what you can borrow in seconds, similar to what we saw on the other page. And a merchant cash advance, they're going to explain to you what it is if you're not sure about it. And really what it is you are getting what's called a cash advance, not technically a loan, depending on the state that you're looking at it as well. And you're paying back in your future receivables. So whatever you're making in the future is what you're paying back to that merchant and or that lender. So for example, let's say you made one day $3,000. You made more than you did on another day. So you're going to be taking out more on that day because you had higher sales. Now, as opposed to having a lower day of sales, you get taken out less. And a lot of this can be variable percentages depending on what you're producing day to day or every other day in sales and so forth. And so there's a certain percentage that is being taken out that can be fixed as well, but you're paying it back usually with your future receivables. So over here, you can see a little bit more on this page. You're going to learn about what a merchant cash advance is, and I basically mentioned what that is, but let me say this again per what they have. Or MCA is a short-term financing given by a specialized lender, merchant cash advance companies, to a small business owner like yourself and their companies to cover financial and business needs. A merchant cash advance, it's technically not a loan, as I said. It's known as an alternative business funding and not covered by the same rules and regulations as other types of financing, such as short-term loans from a conventional bank, small business loans or term loans. And they could be a bit different from unsecured term loans from 1 to 2 years or like 2 to 10 years. And sometimes if you go higher in years, you'll want to back that up with collateral. And pre-qualified, no credit inquiry, quick approvals. You can see there funding decisions are made without affecting your credit profile. We'll offer you the best working capital for your business within 4 hours. And just more information about the MCA. how they work. There's an example right there. MCA repayment terms. And I've made a separate video if you want to learn more about merchant cash advances, especially with same-day funding and so forth. Look down below in the description. I'll leave that link there, as well as my #1 recommended way to get finance outside of iCapital funding. I have one that I believe is a lot stronger. It just works very well. I've helped out a lot of people get funding through. So that one will be linked down below in the description. Make sure to check it out. You can also get up to 25,000, up to even 35,000 same day instant approval, up to 2 million and plus, and a lot more options and a lot more benefits that come with that. Best lenders, best team of underwriters, and so forth. There's just more there. The part that I've not seen with them is like, what are exactly the qualifications that they're expecting? Yes, they're giving us this, how do you calculate the pros and cons? It's basically almost like a blog post. Let me see here. What type of business should use a merchant cash advance? I won't spend a lot of time on that subject right now, but you can see may change over time where they actually finally have it. You know, some of programs will tell you, hey, and they may be working with a load of lenders, but they'll tell you, hey, minimum qualification, 10,000 a month or 6 months in business. This you really don't have an idea until you go through it. And they are, from what I'm seeing, they are legitimate. I haven't fully gone through them specifically to receive funding, but from what I'm seeing and from what I've researched so far, it looks to be that way. Now they have small business loans. Let's click on this one. Similar page, an explanation, small business loan types. So this is where we kind of were in the front page. See, if we do invoice factoring, that's another option. If you have unpaid invoices, you can give them to a factoring company and you can receive your funds a lot faster, as opposed to being on terms 30, 60, 90 days and you're not receiving your funds from or payments from that customer that you invoiced. So there's invoice factoring. Then I also have an alternative for invoice factoring. I'll leave more information down below. You can collateralize those unpaid invoices to receive your funding. Equipment financing, lines of credit, bad credit business loans, click that one. Similar steps. You know, it's helpful to have this information. I wanted to see more though. Qualifications, what specific program are you talking about when you say bad credit business loans? Is it directly a merchant cash advance? Over here, we can click on business line of credit. Similar. See a table of contents. Line of credit application checklist. And a line of credit is basically where you can withdraw funds and use them however you would like. Let's say you get approved for 50,000. You don't want to use it all at once. So during one season or whatever time frame, you want to take out at least 10,000 for growth and expansion, business expenses, payroll, etc. Then you can do that, and you only pay interest on what you take out. So only that 10,000 for that example. And then once you pay it all off, it goes back into your account revolving. So it goes back into the original 50K, not 40,000 now. That makes sense. And I'll leave more information on my recommended line of credit program and see if you can qualify for them. But they are higher credit. They're more credit efficient, so they'll look at your credit more. Also borrowing, you can see that. Collateral requirements, just extra resources. But again, I wish I were to see more on like what are the actual like qualifications at a minimum. Here they have, let's see, go down here. Okay, here's the requirements from an online lender, but that doesn't specifically say if it's from them or are they just speaking towards the generality of it. So you're seeing that there. Some will have 680, some would be like 550 and above, 600 and above, and they may factor in your revenue as well. They may ask for less revenue, they may ask for more, but credit based. And then invoice factoring, let's click on that one. How does invoice factoring work? I already went through that more or less, disadvantages. So yeah, that's I'm not going to spend time going through the whole article. And then you have bad credit business loans, which we have already checked out. Long-term business loans, paycheck protection program loans, which we know at this time isn't working. The whole forgiven process, though, is, and so forth. Small business loans for women, SBA loans. We click there. What is an SBA loan? What is the paycheck protection SBA loan? SBA 7A, how to qualify. Uh, if you want to learn how to qualify for an SBA 7A loan and so forth, I probably will leave a quiz for you down below. But what I would recommend you do is get in touch with me if you haven't yet by filling out this personalized and customized questionnaire response. So you'll fill this out and it'll land in my email inbox where I will evaluate your answers and I will analyze it and then give you a proper response back on your best funding option and options, very thoroughly broken down from introduction all the way down to conclusion. Plus, you'll get a free 6-step pre-approval lending checklist to get you approved for funding much faster. It'll look like this more or less. Literally, you can get this done in less than 30 seconds if you have it there. It's pain-free, hassle-free. You can even get started. Once you submit this, there will be another page, if it's still set up that way, where you can go in there and already get started, not wasting any more time for me to get a hold of you. And it'll look like that more or less, as I said. I offer more services. I just put a handful of them there. But there it is. And I'll link you that page down below in the description. Let's come back here and we'll end this video here shortly. Industries, you can see they offer a lot. We don't have to look through them. It's very self-explanatory. Resources, about us, contact us. We more or less went through the financing options. You see how every page looks like. It may change over time. And then over here, we have the Better Business Bureau. So at the moment, this is them because I see iCapital funding there. B- BBB rating and accreditation. And what are people saying? Was promised this amount from the SBA, had to put up and the application fee. Was promised that if the deal didn't happen, I would receive $900 back, but not to worry. Let's read the rest of this. But not to worry because it was guaranteed to go through, no questions asked. They did not respond to my phone calls and messages. And this person is saying that they did nothing but scam them. So I would be cautious if that's the case and that's what they're charging for an application fee. If that's the case. Not a lot of places will do that. So you have to be careful of that. Again, like I said, I don't know exactly 110% going through their application process if that's how they have all this set up, and they have these hidden fee costs that they don't share with you. And then you can see more here from the Trustpilot. It was completely awesome. He was on top of everything and made my funding process with iCapital fast and easy. He truly helped my company. Very helpful. Experience was great. See there. Proceed with their demands. Who do they work with? And it could be a bit deceiving in some cases. So you always want to check the average at least. Horrible, this loan was split up into two and no one told me. Then they try to make you sign for the loan and don't explain that the loan could get sold to someone else without letting you know. If you need 10K, they separate the loan and don't advise you about it. So don't always take things at face value just because there are a lot of positive reviews. And that goes for just about any program. You have to really do your due diligence research, and I've done so for you. But that's a wrap up on iCapital funding. They offer working capital from about 3,000 or so up to about $1 million. That may change over time. Again, they can do this through what a lot of people get accepted in emerging cash advance, where you can get faster funding than most. You get more of a medium to higher rate, but you have to ask yourself if you qualify for other options or not. And that might be the most attractive one and maybe the one you actually should be getting and going for. And those merchant cash advances are based on your future receivables, meaning that whatever you're making in sales, maybe you get taken out more if you make higher sales. You make less one day, you get taken out less. And there's a lot of cases of fixed percentage, 10, 20% or so of what you're getting taken out from those daily sales and being sent back. And that's how you're repaying it. So there are other types of financing, as you got to see, and I'll leave you my #1 recommended program down below in the description so you can learn more about how to get faster funding, have more flexibility, more options, what I've helped out a lot of people get funding through, what I recommend as being my #1 go-to. And over here will be that questionnaire again. If you have not filled this out, this will be the fastest way to get a hold of me. And if you have additional information, make sure you put it in the additional notes section right there, especially if you're saying I want funding for growth or expansion, then put in the additional notes, what exact expansion project or projects do you have? Like, is that going towards multiple things? What are you trying to achieve? Was your outcome? And so forth. And again, my other alternatives will be down below in the description for you to check out. Now, that is going to be everything for myself. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comments section. If you received value out of this video, please give it a thumbs up and share this with others who you feel will get value out of it. It can be a complete stranger, a friend, and or a family member. And if you have not subscribed, please do so and click the bell notification icon so you do not miss any future videos I will be coming out with. That is all for now. Talk soon.